Welcome to the Sunday Stroll Method. We are going to get into 8 tips to plan a proper Sunday stroll. If you have ever wondered how I plan my strolls, baby, get in here. This is for you. Quick disclaimer, this is just how I do it. Take what works for you and leave the rest. To make this simple, I'm going to break it down step by step, tip by tip. Using a sample Sunday stroll, we're going to revisit Long Island City, okay? Tip number 1. We're going to pick the location. First, I decide where I want to go. Sometimes it's based on my own interests. Other times it comes from a recommendation. This is why I love to poll you all, because you will put me onto spots that I never even considered. In this example, like I said, we're going to use Long Island City in Queens because I hadn't spent enough time there and I just wanted to see it. Y'all, there doesn't need to be a huge reason for you to want to go somewhere. You just simply want to go, and that's what you're going to do. Tip number 2, create a living itinerary. Y'all, as soon as I know the location, I am opening up a Google document. I have a template that I love because templates make me happy. This is a living document, meaning it's constantly being updated as I find new information. Baby, do what works for you. If you like the Notes app, if you like Notion, whatever works for you, I am just a Google Doc girl, and that's just what I use. Tip number 3, create a format. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I have a format that I use for almost every stroll. Having a structure in place makes planning so much easier for me, okay? So here's the typical flow. I do an opening wide shot. I introduce the city and or the neighborhood. I do a fit check and then maybe a what's in my bag, depending on what's going on. I go to brunch or breakfast, and then I do the neighborhood specific activities like coffee shops, boutiques, museums, bookstore, etc. And y'all, I always end with the happy hour or dinner, okay? So once I have this structure in place, I just plug things into their places. Now, your format doesn't have to look like mine. It can be based on a theme or a vibe. If you're in the mood for something restful and restorative, you might, look at yoga and lay out by the pool. If you're looking for solo date vibes, you're going to the bookstore or the museum or shopping. And then if you're looking for something more active and adventurous, you're hiking, baby, you're taking a hot air balloon. Okay, whatever your pleasure, get into that. So set the tone first and then plan around it. Tip number 4, research the best food. Y'all know I'm a foodie and I'm a Yelp girl, okay? So I will go into Yelp and set Yelp to the specific neighborhood and search best breakfast near me, best brunch near me, best happy hour. And then I start plugging the top rated spots into my itinerary. Tip number 5, research the best things to do. Next, I'm pulling up my Google, Chrome, I use Google, whatever your search engine of choice is, and you look up the best things to do in XYZ neighborhood. Again, for this example, we're using Long Island City. I pull from the blog posts, travel sites, Reddit, local guides, anything interesting goes into my itinerary. Remember, it's a working document. Nothing is final yet. Tip number 6, train the algorithm. Okay, for me, I'm going to Instagram. For you, you might be on TikTok. And I search the city or neighborhood of interest. I let the algorithm start feeding me content. While I'm doom scrolling, I create a folder and save anything that catches my eye to that folder. Then I cross-reference. Does this place have good Yelp reviews? Has it shown up in any of my other Google searches? If it checks out, it goes on the list. Tip number 7, baby, map it out. Because this is a stroll, the route absolutely matters. I'm opening up Google Maps to create a logical path, starting with breakfast or brunch and ending with happy hour or dinner. It honestly becomes like a game to me to see how many spots I can line up along one continuous path. Once I have a path that feels good to me, I clean up the itinerary, I screenshot the map, and I will link to the live map in my itinerary. Tip number 8, this is the final step, time check and reservations. In this step, y'all, comes the admin work of confirming store hours and restaurant hours and getting reservations if needed. So depending on what you find out in this step, you might need to move things around, which is why I like to have that live map. So it's very easy to just move things around based on the time that they're open or closed or whatever. This process is not sexy, y'all, but it is effective. And if I do say so myself, it leads to one of the most seamless experiences when you do the work up front. So y'all, I'm going to pull up a Google document. Again, I love a template. So I usually use either this meeting notes or lesson plan. I don't know, it just makes it feel fun. Meeting notes has this pink these pink letters, it just makes me feel like I'm in school again. I want to just have, some type of syllabus or something to play with. And so I'll go in here and really just start adding in some details. I'll put in the date that I want to travel. So let's just say March 1st, 2026. Or I'm sorry, I'll just put in the date that I want to do my stroll. And then I have the location. So I'll put up here like Long Island City. I'll make it, I'll format it how I want to. And so I'm just going to pop over to the actual example of the Long Island City stroll. And it's really just this simple. Like I talked about the format for Sunday Stroll, my show, but for a stroll, baby, you just need your itinerary and a map. And this is the example. It's a very clean cut example of like what a stroll could look like. Again, you can use your notes app if that's easier to just pull up on your phone, whatever you got to do to make it work for you. So again, we're doing March 1st. Okay, so y'all, this is the Long Island City template that has already been done. You can watch the episode and kind of go along with it to see where I've gone, which might be fun to do. And we're just going to keep going. So this is what I'm using, the itinerary and then the map. From here, I talked about going to Yelp to find the best food. Y'all know I'm a Yelp girl. So I'm looking for the best happy hour in Long Island City, Queens. And here's some results, right? Got Infamous, The Beast Next Door, and they all have really good reviews. When I'm on Yelp, I'm looking for 4-star and above. Baby, these places are coming up 4.5. She's excited. And then I also look at, how many people have reviewed. So it can't be a 4.5 with 2 reviews. I need a 4.5 with 100, something like that. So I'm looking here to see if anything's interesting. Okay, boom, look at Jora is here, okay? So Jora is the place that I actually ended up going to in Long Island City, Queens. And it was known for the Peruvian food. And I, did Peru last 2 years ago for my birthday. So that just interested me. But they have so many good options, okay? So that's the Yelp. And then now I'm going, y'all, to Google. Okay, so now I'm Googling best things to do in Long Island City, Queens. Y'all, they have tours that's coming up. They have their own suggestions. There's something from TripAdvisor, a Reddit chat. Yelp is coming up again. And then I'll see Jessie on a journey, right? 22 things to do in Long Island City, Queens. I'm like, baby, what does Jessie have to say? And then I'll start looking at hers. Hers is, I look at the date, February 11th, 2026, and then I'm just scrolling to see what Jessie has to say. I like a blog. I think I like a personal touch. I like TripAdvisor too, but they always try to send me to a tour or something. And I do a tour, but I just want to know where to go, honey, without it being a tour. So Jessie, I'm on her site. She's talking about the differences between Long Island and Long Island City, which I think is important because that can be confusing if you're not from New York. Baby, Jessie is giving a whole background, okay? She's giving you where to stay. So that feeds into the travel portion. If you are coming from out of town, you need to get a hotel. Jessie got some recommendations for you. This is it. I'm looking at blogs. I'm looking at people's personal recommendations in order to come up with my own. I have a list on this working document. I'm opening up Google Maps, baby. You have to press direction because you need two places inserted into Google in order to be able to add a destination, to be able to, maneuver and to move things around. Now, this is kind of the fun part. The game is putting everything onto Google Maps and moving things around so that it makes sense. Right now, you have a plan, and then you can continue to add and move things around. That's all I wanted to show you guys. All right. Here's my golden rule. The plan is the plan until the plan changes. It's structured, but never rigid. We are strolling, not stressing, y'all. And y'all, these same tips can absolutely be applied to travel. You just need to add in your transportation and accommodations. All right, y'all, let me know if you have found this method to be helpful. Also, baby, I don't know everything there is to know about everything. So drop your travel and stroll tips in the comments below. All right, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and stay locked in to find out what I'm talking about next.